Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a reading for February 21st until February 27th, 2021. We will take a look into your recent past, the energies around you presently, and what's coming up for all of you. This will be for sun, moon, or rising signs in Leo, should you be cross-watching. And as always, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for all of you, and that is absolutely fine. Take the messages and things that are for you and leave everything else behind to get into your higher vibes. If you have not done so already, I would appreciate it so much if you would take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button. I am so thankful for all of your likes and shares and subscribes so far. If this reading does resonate for you, please do leave me a thumbs up, and any comments or questions you might have down below. I love to connect with all of you and hear your stories. Wow, we got lots of energy around today. What came out? The Magician. Shot out in our pre-shuffle as well here, Leo. Okay, yeah, working on some manifesting right now, Leo. I would say overall energy for this read is the Star, getting focused on some goals right now. I would say starting to align yourself with some new goals or setting forward some new goals for yourself at this time. In the recent past, Leo, we have the Magician, the Seven of Cups, and the Wheel. This is you taking the time, I think, to manifest in one way or another a new change. I would say you're getting to a place where the energy around you is feeling a little bit stagnated, feeling a little bit like, okay, I've mastered this, whatever I'm involved with right now. What comes next? Because I do see you here really being considerate in what you want the transition to be, what it is that you want to transition out of, what you want to transition into, and doing a lot of very intentional work on this, a lot of thinking, a lot of focusing, a lot of maybe writing down lists or just doing some mental exercises as you weigh out the options against one another, because I do get that you have a number of opportunities or a number of projects or initiatives that you could start to focus your energy into, and you're just working to figure out, which one you want that to be. In the present energy, we have the Fool, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Swords. So for all of this energy of really like taking the time to figure out what we want to do, figure out where we want to put our energy, it's as if you've made a decision to throw yourself into something and throw yourself into it very quickly. And I'm not sure that was necessarily the right move for you here, Leo. I think this is going to bring on just some stress. And I do think the stress mostly is coming from a place of, I did not plan well enough. I just kind of was like, yep, that's the one, and threw myself into it and threw myself in too quickly. And so be aware of how you reach that final decision. Like maybe you became overwhelmed with choice in this pre-planning phase and you're like, I'm just gonna draw one out of a hat, and subconsciously you knew which one you wanted it to be, which one you wanted to have come up for you, but it wasn't that one. So you're like, I'm gonna plow through it and then we'll get on to the thing I really want to do. And I think that that's just, causing roadblocks to come up you may not have had to deal with otherwise. In the future energy here for you, we have the Six of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. So spending some time, Leo, in a place of reflection, looking back on the past, looking back on some past relationships here. And I think, and this may not be romantic relationships, it's just connection energy. So it may be a friend, maybe family member, or multiple of that. but it's like you're spending some time thinking about your role in those relationships that have passed you by at this point, maybe what you have been holding on to from them or ways in which you were being stubborn within them, and spending some real time with that energy. I'm not sure if that's being triggered by this sort of push forward on whatever project or goal you're starting to work towards. Maybe your goal that you are actioning is something relating to your intimate relationships, to your heart, to your connection with other people, though not many cups showing up here. The Seven of Cups and Six of Cups come up, but nothing feels overtly heavily emotional just yet. We'll do some clarifying and see what else comes up here for you, though. I will start with clarifying the star card here, Leo. Whoa, 10 of materials just came shooting out. So yeah, we're thinking about long-term, we're thinking about long-term happiness, long-term stability, maybe thinking about family or wanting long-term partnership right now. For materials coming up again, and the Chariot card, yeah, really wanting to start to take action towards your future, building something up that feels stable, that feels grounded. I get that there is maybe an energy of like, I have decided that now is the time that I need to focus on my future and on creating happiness and deciding on family. And I need to lock that in as quickly as possible. I need to take those fast actions on it here, which, you know, it isn't how love works, first of all. If what you're looking for is a long-term loving partnership that can result in family, if you are someone who is not already in a long-term partnership, this feels kind of hasty to me, though, this sort of mentality of like, I am deciding that it's time to like get serious about a future and a partnership and family, and I'm deciding that I'm doing it, so I'm going to do it. It doesn't feel to me like someone who's already in an involved attachment here, though you could be maybe with someone that you don't consider a viable long-term option even. It's like there's going to be a mentality shift around long-term relationships for you here, Leo, is really the energy coming up for me, and you're wanting to just take action on it, like immediate. You want it to start happening now. You want to feel like those chips are falling into place, like you are in a spot where like, okay, I've done the other things I want to do, and now I want a family, and because I'm deciding I want a family or I want a long-term commitment or whatever your long-term stability dream looks like, I want it now, and so I'm gonna get it now. And it's not that easy, I don't think, necessarily here, but that may explain this reflection on your role in previous relationships here, Leo, that's coming up in the future energy. Okay, so if we are talking about finding a partnership, if you are somebody who is single and weighing out your options and trying to determine, you know, who you want to give your energy to, and then throwing yourself very quickly into something with somebody else, yeah, that's probably not going to work out great. And that may trigger a series of memories from your past, ways in which you may have been a little bit stubborn or handled things in the wrong way or in a similar way before. This ties that together a bit for me here. Though, again, not a lot of this is being led, you know, heart forward. This feels to me a lot more like, you know, you want the security of knowing that you have that spouse, that partnership, that family unit as more of a status symbol, as something that can help you to feel that sense of security in your place in society more than it is about wanting love. Now that may change as we clarify through here, but that's the impression I'm getting here so far for you. Let's take a look in the recent past. I do want to look at the Magician card, get an idea of what we're working to manifest right now. Death card, Four of Voices, and the Fool. Yeah, it's like you're looking for a real overhaul here, Leo, because you're feeling too comfortable with where you are, which is really admirable energy, honestly, I think, where you're like, okay, things have stagnated. I've become the champion of whatever it is that I do, and now I want something new. I want something that takes me out of that comfort zone. And that's what you've been working to manifest here, a way to get out of that comfort zone that you're in. We can take a look as well at the wheel here, right? Like love still doesn't feel very forward here, but relationships are definitely present. 3 of emotions, 8 of voices, 8 of materials. So lots of 8 action happening here on your wheel. Yeah, feeling stagnated, feeling kind of stuck, feeling like you've been juggling the same things for a repeated period of time, feeling like you've been surrounded by the same faces for a period of time, by the same voices and opinions. Overall, this change that you're looking for, Leo, feels to be like, you know, your life and your world, in whatever way it looks like recently, is just no longer stimulating you, and you want to bring new into that. Now, let's look into the present energy here. Let's look at this 5 of Swords. Temperance card. 7 of Voices, 6 of Materials. Yep, you got to be patient, Leo. Stress is going to come from this rushing, from the sense of needing to go in too quickly. You need to slow down. You need to be okay with slowing down. And remind yourself that it is all right to slow down. Things that happen in a slow pace, if you continue to, you know, give to them, they will still nurture and mature, right? This feels like, you know, you want that change, and so because you want it, you expect that everything else will kind of bend to give you that. And a reminder here that that is just going to cause you tension, it's going to cause you stress, it's going to make it harder to cope with things. You need to exercise some patience in the change, and you know, remind yourself of the stories you're telling yourself about how things should be, how things need to pan out. In the instance of, you know, finding a strong romantic partnership, somebody who is sometimes when things happen really, really quickly and it's like this immediate kind of like spark, it like, you know, like a flash in the pan, it's like really passionate up front and then fizzles away to nothing. This feels to me like a reminder that like, just because something isn't moving quickly or as quickly as you would like, if you continue to nurture it, you continue to tend those flames, to add fuel to them, then it can pan out in a better way. If somebody doesn't feel immediately warm enough to you, but you have interest in them also, it doesn't mean that that can't also be nurtured and become something bigger and better. There's a real sort of, in true Leo fashion, slightly chaotic and self-centered energy happening here, where it's like, because you want it now. And universe is saying, no, Leo, it can't happen exactly on the timeline you want, but it is happening. It is happening. Let's get into the future energy here. I'll take a look at the 6 of Cups. Yeah, the Lovers, the 8 of Inspiration, and the 6 of Inspiration. So definitely thinking about a past relationship, or maybe multiple past relationships. There's an energy here, Leo, of like the one that got away, the one that may have been my soulmate, but it didn't work out because the timing wasn't right. And it was like, we tried to make it work, and it was like we had all these conversations about it and exchanged a lot on it, and it just, you know, didn't come back together, but I really wanted to be able to champion that relationship forward. With the 6 of Cups coming up, also, you may be feeling inclined to reconnect with this person because it eliminates some of the work of having to get to know somebody new, of having to go through the slow part of a dating process to come out the other side where you have this, like, you know, nurtured and mature relationship. Now, all of this to say, it is possible that this person has just been sitting in your heart in a very intense way. You haven't been able to let go of them. Remember, this 4 of Materials, clinging on sort of energy, has come up twice now. So potentially you've been trying to find a way to bring them back into your life here because you see them as that long-term viable partner for yourself. But again, I ask here, based only on the energy that I am receiving in this read, is it taking an easy way out? Is that why you want to go back to this? Because it feels in some ways easier than allowing somebody new to get to know you, and redeveloping a relationship and going through that process of getting to the long term? Or is this something you've been genuinely carrying around? I would venture to say that there is going to maybe be a reconnection here. Either you're thinking about this person a lot, or there is going to be an opening for conversation and this person re-entering your life in some way, shape, or form. That's going to depend, I think, a little bit on you as well here. Let's take a look at this Hanged Man energy. Muse of Voices, Muse of Materials, and the Magician again. Starting and closing the reading with the Magician is very interesting to me. And again, this does solidify to me that you think this partnership with whoever this person was the one that really grounded you in the right ways. And you felt like there was a real like power couple, authoritative sort of energy to that relationship that you're working to manifest back into your life. Now, doesn't mean that you are trying to manifest that exact relationship back into your life. It may just be that you need to find another person who inspires that same feeling inside of you. So think about your motives. If you're considering reaching out to a past partner, is it coming from a place of genuinely wanting to rekindle a relationship with that person? Or is it coming from a place of missing how you felt when you were with them, or missing how it felt to be part of a partnership that was like that one? We will take one last message from Spirit here for you, Leo. Judgment, 8 of Swords, and the Sun. Yes. Leo, the confinement that you feel, that sense of being trapped, stagnated where you are, that is a figment of your own mentality. And by, finding a way to reframe how you are seeing your life and seeing the parts of your life where you might feel stuck, the other side of that is where happiness is going to be for you. The Sun coming up here, your card at the very end of this reading, is really beautiful to me. Your abundance is in sight. It is close to you. Your happiness is close to you. It's just going to have to be on the other side of framing your situations, having a realization about how you look at things. I hope this is helpful to you, Leo. If it was, again, please do hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week.